While you keep clicking, you can also take in right now the latest motorsport news. Formula One, of course, heading to Circuit Paul Ricard for the French Grand Prix over the weekend. And it saw yet another win, a pretty relaxed win, it seemed, for reigning world champion Lewis Hamilton's looking very strong. And this much-loved circuit is one of the most used test circuits in the world, interesting enough, and is an overtaking gem for drivers. But no one seemed to be able to achieve that. Here to talk us through all the battles and crashes as we've seen in a very dramatic year of motorsport already. Our very dramatic motorsport journalist, Ciro de Siena, is here. Sunday afternoon drive, are we calling it? Buddy, welcome back. Welcome to our new space. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm very happy already. And these couches are
couch.
comfy, although I do kind of feel like I'm in a jacuzzi maybe.
Yeah, just chill out, man. That's what it's about. It's about relaxing on a Sunday afternoon, just like Lewis Hamilton. Now, all due respect, it did look like a pretty chill drive for the man who is in a fast car, yes, we know, with a fantastic team, yes, we know, with a lot of momentum. Was it that easy for him? Why is it looking so simple for our reigning world champ?
You know, I think he just put on afternoon radio station, some classics, maybe some 70s, to take him home.
Just chilled in.
No, he dominated the race. He turned pole position into a lead, and that was pretty much that. And interestingly, and I think this is what really demonstrates right now that Hamilton is on fire, is his teammate Bottas in the same car could not catch him. In fact, Hamilton pulled 18 seconds on him by the end of the race, which in Formula One is about a week between drivers.
He was back home already,
And, Hamilton's, as we've said before, his mental game is virtually bulletproof. People say he's distracted. He went to the Paris fashion show on the Thursday afternoon, but the boss of Mercedes said this is what this guy needs. This is what he needs to focus to get himself into the game.
Needs to feel like the king, man.
Yeah, so he's a curious character in that sense because he doesn't just have like tunnel vision, but then when it comes to the race, he's 100% focused on that race. And credit to him. You get an extra point for fastest lap at the moment. And towards the end of the race, he went for it. He went for that fastest lap. He didn't need it. He was already home by a country mile.
Yeah, he had the path of least resistance, man.
That's the thing. And he said to the team, no, we're going for it. And he just missed it. Vettel got it on fresher tyres, but Hamilton was that close.
And that raises something really interesting about the cars that we are seeing, the difference between the Merc and Ferrari. But how did the rest of the field, i.e. Vettel, fare this weekend? We know Leclerc is climbing up, and we'll get on to him in just a moment. What sort of a race was there? Another race within the race?
Yes, thank goodness for Formula One because it needs it right now. So yeah, around sort of between 5th and 10th place, there was actually a lot of action, which was great.
An actual race.
I know, there was some racing. Can you imagine? And a special mention needs to go to McLaren. Carlos Sainz Jr. and Lando Norris really making the best of that car. And if you go back a couple of months, maybe a year or two, you've got Alonso in there with a Honda engine, and they're barely finishing races.
Yeah.
And now they're right up at the front. They qualified 5th and 6th. They finished 6th and 10th, both points earning positions, which McLaren will be over the moon about, that they're returning to form. And that's what Formula One needs right now. It needs more teams chasing the pole position.
Charles Leclerc finally gets the podium. Does this show a shift in the way Ferrari are treating him? What does this mean for him and his season, do you think?
Leclerc is I'm a huge fan. This is his rookie season.
Amazing, man.
And he is a future world champion, absolutely no doubt about it. And after the disaster at his home race in Monaco, which was entirely caused by his own team, I'm so happy to see him on the podium. And the thing is, he's just making less mistakes than Vettel. Vettel made another unforced error this weekend. He flat spotted his new tyres, had to go back into the pits to change them so that he could finish the race. And Leclerc just doesn't seem to have any of those issues. He just seems to be able to focus and get the job done.
What's going on with Vettel? What is happening? This is a multiple world champion.
Yeah. 4-time world champion, and the reason is here is because he wants another one. And he's third in the championship, and he's on the podium, and he won last week.
Too judgmental?
No, that's the thing. That's the thing in Formula One. If you're not first, you're average, and that's terrible. But he's here for another championship. He wants number 5, and he just doesn't seem to be able to cope with the stress this season. And these drivers work with sports psychologists. They work with multiple coaches, and right now that team around him needs to find a way to give Vettel the mental edge he used to have so he can compete.
Paris Fashion Week, man. It's what it's about, man. You've got to get out, have some
send him to some
downtime,
fashion
buddy. Have some
shows.
downtime. Just very quickly, where to next?
We're off to the Red Bull Ring in Austria. It's a track with some very long straights, some very slow corners, which actually suits the Ferrari. So I have a feeling it's going to be very close.
We will see a race. We shall see a race. Buddy, thank you for racing out to our new studio. Great to host you here. And again, you can always let us know if there are any sporting highlights that you want to delve into. After the break, we'll delve into some of your birthdays, one of our favorite features of the show, and we'll start to broach the cricket. I'm so sorry, but we got to do it, man. We got to do it.